Okay, the three best softball players in our community all here joining you live at Fireman's West. Guys, we have a very special, who was making the special announcement?
Jack, this is
Jack,
idea.
you are making a special announcement. Let's hear it.
So, you know, as me and Z know, the MACCABI USA Federation is a wonderful organization that both me and Z have had the pleasure to be a part of. We've seen the benefits that it has. We've seen the fun you could have. We see the experience that they offer, and it's second to none. It's really a first-class organization. That being said, you know, they've taken notice as to, you know, they want to build the best team. Historically, Team USA has won gold medal after gold medal after gold medal in all the tournaments they've played. But recently, it happens to be the two teams that me and Z played on. We didn't win the gold medal. I think I won a bronze and Z won a silver.
You're making us look bad.
But something that they did take notice in is that there's untapped potential in Jewish ball players,
There we go.
you know, around the country that they're not tapping into. You know, the main focus of the teams that me and Z have played on, majority of the players have been West Coast players from Arizona and from California.
Pretty much all of them,
Yeah.
aside from us.
Aside from us. So when they do the tryouts, the main tryouts have always been historically on the West Coast.
Okay.
Me and Z were lucky enough to fly to a tryout, to get noticed, to put ourselves in the right position to be on the team. And how we represented the league, you know, really kind of sparked some intrigue.
There we go.
And a few weeks ago, I got a call about a potential tryout in New York. They wanted to have a tryout in New York in the middle of June. And what do we think we can do? We've seen what you and Zach have done. Are there more players like you? What league do you play in? A lot of questions. So me and Z huddled on the side, and we said, you know, we would love to show these organizations, these coaches, this, you know, not only what the league has, what the community has. You know, there's a lot of sports. There's over 50 sports that go into MACCABI. The experience is second to none. Like I said, it's a couple of weeks in Israel. It's basically the Olympics. You go to Israel. Opening ceremonies, 50,000 people in Teddy Stadium in Jerusalem. Then they have, you know, the Olympic Village. You're staying there with 17,000 athletes from every country in the world. You know, and it's a celebration of Jewish athletics. So when they reached out to us, we said, hey, we have a better idea. You know, our hub is really in New Jersey.
Right.
Let me speak to my commissioner of the league.
That's
you know,
me.
we play modified softball, but we're softball players. We all play the game. We hit. We field. There's a lot of tremendous athletes. Can we get the tryout moved to New Jersey? And they responded. You know, we'll go anywhere where there's Jewish talent.
Wow.
You know, they're open. The coaches are flying in from San Diego, California. The heads of the organization are flying in from Chicago. They're paying pitchers to come to pitch to us. You know, they're excited about the opportunity. To me, this is a tremendous opportunity to, you know, have some fun. Whether you make the team, whether you don't make the team, to have some fun, to gauge yourself against talent, to see where we stand up. You know, I think me and Z, when we tried out, we didn't know we were going to make the team. We didn't know what was out there.
It was a big deal when you made the team. It was breaking news.
It's definitely a big deal, and it's a once in a lifetime tremendous experience that is, you know, second to none.
Do you think there's other people in the league that could actually make the team?
100%. 100%. I think that there's so much talent in this league. Defensively, for sure. Offensively, it's a different game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's windmill, fast pitch softball that we don't play, but it's just the mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, the game that they play is similar to what you're playing with KJ. Stealing, bunting, you know, and we have athletes. We have tremendously raw potential athletes that I think, you know, we wouldn't be doing this if we thought we were inviting them to embarrass ourselves.
Now, besides for Israel, you were in Argentina, right? and you
Yeah.
went somewhere a
I went
different
to
time.
Israel.
He
so,
went to Israel.
So explain what
So-
else happens.
So there's two, different tournaments. There's the MACCABI Games, that's in Israel. That's considered the Olympics. Pretty much the Olympics. Jack was lucky enough to have the experience. I recently went to Argentina. That's the Pan American Games. So every 3 years, they switch the place of it's Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Mexico City, whatever it is. So I went to Argentina. I'm there with a bunch of guys that were on the team in Israel. I was supposed to go. I didn't go. I'm like, guys, this is the greatest experience ever. Like, I couldn't believe how unbelievable it was. They're like, dude, you have no idea what Israel is compared to this.
Wow.
This is a joke. So Jack, could speak more to exactly Israel, but it was a totally different level. I mean, the gameplay is still awesome. The game itself is sick. It's a totally different game. But I think the coaches understand that. The coaches understand that we're modified softball players. No one really plays fast-pitch softball unless you're on the West Coast. So they understand that. They're not looking for that. They're looking for athletes, for
Looking
talent.
for talent. Okay, so the news is that basically a month from today, right? June 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 23rd is a Sunday. We're going to have YMSL in the morning here at Fireman's. And right after YMSL at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, there's going to be a tryout. And these people are going to be here on
Yes.
Fireman's West. And anyone in the league can try out if they
So-
just let you know.
Right.
Right?
There's two teams. So
Okay.
it's very important to know there's an open team, which is the 15 best American-born softball players. Make the
That's
open
people
team.
like us. That's us and
Every-
12
yes,
others.
but-
Okay.
but
Top
then-
15. And then.
there's the over 35.
Okay.
So if you play over 35, if you're 35 and you're one of the best 15, you play on the open.
Right.
But if you're, over 35 and you don't make the open, there's a Masters team, which is the same exact experience. You're playing against the same competition. The competition level is ridiculous, even at the over 35 level. We've seen, I'm 30, I'm gonna be 36. So, I could play on the over 35 team. I probably will play on the over 35 team.
Right, there's a lot of politics that
you know.
goes into it. They wanted to bump Jack up to the Masters team. He ended up getting
Most
hurt,
of the other countries, they're very strict with, they want to compete in the 35 level.
Uh-huh.
So the Americans for the history have been putting all their talent on the open, then they show up to the over 35 with a 55-year-old guy who's playing it, and Israel's coming with their 36-year-old shortstop who's straight from the national team, and we've been getting smoked. So they
So
want to
this-
balance out the teams a little bit.
Gotcha. So this over 35, which a lot of our league is over 35, you're saying a lot of our guys could compete
Qualify,
and make
and
that.
that's for sure.
I would
think
say 1,000%.
Yeah.
You could have
Wow.
a handful of guys that make the 35-plus team, the Masters team, and I think that team needs, more help than necessarily the Open. But I think just a ton of guys can make it from our league. I really, really do. It's just a unique opportunity for us to showcase our talents over here. It's like a little bit prideful, to say like, okay, this is what we got over here. These guys could play, we could play. And like Jack said, we have the coaches flying out from San Diego and LA.
I can't wait to see what it
Yeah.
looks like. Just to try out. I can't wait.
There's also a few details. So the games are 2 weeks long.
Okay.
You play 14 games. You're playing every day. Some days you're playing double headers.
Oh my God! It's our whole season. 14
so you're
games.
packing in the games, you're playing. There's tons of downtime, and when there's downtime, you can go to other events. There's shuttles to all other events. There's also a very source of Israeli pride. A lot of the American Jews or Jews from around the world, it's their first time going to Israel.
Right.
They're not connected as we are. So there's opportunities to tour where they set up transportation to Yad Vashem, to the Kotel, to the south, to the
Wow.
north, to Masada.
Great.
And you can bring your family to experience Israel together through the transportation that they set up. This whole MACCABI games is a
Can I
glorified
ask you about that
selling
also?
pitch as for like an Aliyah movement. So many guys who came to our team moved to Israel.
No way.
Yeah,
they
and
did.
they also went they obviously.
Am I gonna lose talent from the league moving to Israel now? I mean,
Listen, it could happen,
Maybe.
but
Yeah,
hopefully
no.
we all go. Yeah.
Listen, is
wait,
it
but-
Wait, is it MACCABI, MACCABI, or Maccabia, which I heard you
The
say?
MACCABI is with an H at the end. Is
Yeah.
the games in Israel.
Okay.
So that is once every 4 years. it happens to be 3 years because the year that I went was pushed off because of COVID.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be in 2021,
Right.
it
They're
ended up
gonna
being
get
in
back on track
2022. Now they're 3 years off from that. The MACCABI games with no H is
Right.
like the Pan Am games, or there's European games.
Uh-huh.
There's also winter games. They have skiing and hockey, ice hockey. You know,
Nice.
there's
Hey,
so
neighbor,
many
ice
sports.
hockey.
There's
Good.
so
Yeah.
many. It's really an exposure that the community itself hasn't, connected to this. But if we knew a little bit more about it, we would be all over it.
All over.
It's just
The
amazing.
way that it runs and the professionalism of like the program and how legit it is like second to none. I
But
was
what
really
if,
impressed.
What if I don't know if I could leave next year, whenever the games are, July, August? What if I don't know that I could commit to leaving for 14 days?
Right. So that's something that they don't pick the team this week. I mean, to me, it is a commitment. There's been guys who at the last minute drop out.
Yeah,
there's
I
alternates
dropped
that
out
right.
two,
and I
3
dropped
months
out this
before.
year. So
Exactly.
there's alternates that they take,
Right.
and they build in so that you're not leaving them high and dry. But at the same time, just to go through the experience, to me, there's tournaments that they play domestically leading up to it in the winter. You
Mhm.
fly out if you want, all volunteer. They get
Wow.
to play with the teams.
Yeah, we've been
And,
to Vegas, we've been to LA, playing in these tournaments. It's just a whole world in
It's
and
a
of
lot
itself.
of fun. For me, when I went to Israel, my parents came, my wife came, my kids came. They help you bring your family out.
Great.
There's a tremendous experience that you can do. There's also a lot of time that you're able to spend. I was able to spend Shabbat with my family in the hotel and leave. There's a lot of time, and there's also, I know for our community specifically, we're Orthodox Jews. They respect every level of Judaism to the most strict. So the
Okay.
food is for the most kosher.
Right.
The minyanim are there every day. Yeah, there's Jews there that don't even know they're Jews, but they respect, the organization respects all level of Judaism, so you don't have to go and feel uncomfortable as Jews. When I went, actually, Rabbi Knapp from Hillel Yeshiva, I think he's still a teacher there.
Not there anymore, but yeah.
He was, organizing the minyanim and doing
Wow.
everything. All of a sudden, I bumped into him, and I thought I knew him. He knew my sister. He didn't know me.
Right.
but he was working in Hillel. His kids go to Frisch, and
Amazing.
really, a lot of the schools that we play, the Frisch, the JC, the Kushner, they know about it. There's a lot of East Coast Jewry going. Not so much on the softball, but for every sport.
Right.
They go, they play, it's fun, it's competitive, it's a great way to bond, it's a great way to, see Israel in a different light.
And also, I would say, like in a post October 7th world, which I was able to go in Argentina, it was just such a different experience to just have that bond with Jews from all different backgrounds that are Americans on the team and on all different sports. And then you have all these Jews from all over the world, different countries, and now it's just totally different dynamic that you have now. And just a feeling, and it was special to be there and to celebrate Judaism also. In addition to
I
playing
can't
the
imagine
sports.
what it's going to be. I can't imagine what it's going to
Right,
be.
and this is on Israeli
but
soil.
you
On
gotta
in
see,
Israel, 70,000
you could
people.
even YouTube some of like the opening ceremony videos and what they do for each country. I remember
What is
when
it,
we
the
were
third
there,
biggest sporting event in
third
the world?
biggest sporting event in the world, behind the Olympics and the World Cup.
Wow.
When
Crazy.
we were there,
Wow.
it was the Ukraine team came,
Right.
and it was right at the start of the war, and it was every 17,000 athletes when they walked into the Olympic Village. Everyone seeing them with their Ukraine flag
Wow.
on, every standing ovation, the people were crying. Then they did the opening ceremonies, and now the whole Israel standing for these people. At the end of the day, we're all Jews, and we all are going through different things. But we saw Jews from Cuba. These, at the end of the games, they come to you and they say, can you donate your equipment? These people in Cuba, they don't have bats, they don't have gloves,
Yeah, they
and
do
you're
not.
sitting there, you're donating, anything.
Wow.
You're giving back, you're helping Jews. It was really something special, something amazing, and we're athletes. It's competitive and it's great quality, and it's a good measuring stick.
It's a good measuring stick. So for June 23rd, even if I'm not gonna go, right? Let's say I just want to see if I could hit this pitcher.
could hack it.
Can I still come to this tryout?
I think it's worth it to be out there. It's worth it to represent the league. We want them to come back. you know, there's also, you know, another thing that I think we should look into as a community is there's hardball, but it's only 18 and under, which is perfect. So a lot of your guys, your kids who are, you know,
I got 2 or 3
you know,
for sure.
but you know, it's funny, guys who played on that team. Dean Kramer, he's a pitcher for the Orioles.
Yeah.
Jacob Steinmetz was drafted. He plays for the Diamondbacks. Like, you're playing real players.
Wow.
You know, it's a real thing. It's a lot of fun, and it's an experience. You know, as far as you go with it, each step of the experience is awesome. I remember when me and Z first went to try out, and then we went to Chicago for the second tryout. You know, just that alone was an experience.
Yeah, we didn't know where it was going to take us.
We didn't know we were making it. You know, there's some real players, but you know, just that experience. And then when they selected us, we were like, you know, it gave us validation. We felt like, you know, all the work we're putting in, but there's no reason why, you know, 5, 6, 7 guys from our league can't think that they have that same chance to play, and even more.
And I gotta say,
you have a great tryout.
Watching from home, when you see all these other guys, and then all of a sudden you see one of you guys just walk up to the plate, and you see the same stance that we all know. When you went to right on that walk-off, we're like, oh, we would have been right there. We would have been playing right there. You know, we have the scouting and everything. But to see everything, I remember you were stealing bases the time before and everything. It's very
all
fun
the games
to follow.
are live streamed. All the games are live streamed. So if your family doesn't come or if your friends don't come, you know, they could watch the game. They can follow all the stats. There's replay. There's all the technology that goes into it, and it's really, you know, it's an event that we're selling that you don't have to sell.
Okay, so June 23rd at Fireman's, but they gotta let you guys know.
I think we should put up a poll, you know, with the video, just a poll, yes or no, because these guys are flying out. They're making all kinds of arrangements. You know, if it ends up being 5, 6 guys, you know, it's just I don't want to waste their time. You know, I respect them too much to put them out there.
No, you can't waste their time.
You know, it's a real opportunity for us. It's a real opportunity for the future, and I think that, you know, we will represent ourselves very nicely. So I don't think, you know, there's any of that. There's no shame. You know, we're great. We're good. You know, we can hang with the best of them.
And by the way, even for the guys that, you know, ever since you and I started this thing, that all the guys in the league saying, oh, I wonder if I can hit that pitching. Now's your shot. So like, come out, show what you got. Even if you don't think you can make the games or not, you know, I think you should give it a go and just get out there, like we said earlier. And a couple of things to note, like just to hammer home, if you are serious about the games, there are arrangements for your family, for Shabbat, for religion, like everything Jack said is taken care of. So it's not like you're leaving your family high and dry for 3 weeks in the middle of July and there's no way around it. Obviously there's work, there's life, there's things that they understand as well, but you know, you got to take it as far as you could go. Hopefully, you know, you make the team and everything really could get taken care of from there. I was able to bring my wife to Argentina. We had the greatest time. I was more nervous than her that she was going to be like out of place, not going to love it. She came back loving it, saying what an experience.
Wow.
So I think it's just something to look at open-minded, and it obviously first starts on June 23rd with the tryout.
June 23rd, talk to Jack, talk to Zach, register for the thing. It's $50, which is a nominal fee. Just to get up in the batter's box against this pitcher is worth $50. I mean, come on. And let these guys know if you're interested, so we know that we have enough people to bring in here. I would love to see the event happen here. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to video. I'm going to see how everyone hacks against this crazy pitcher. And I hope everyone shows up. I hope you get a good turnout.
There's
I really
a huge media contingent that goes to Israel as well.
Yeah, I got
see you and Sandy auditioning for the play-by-play. You know, that's really what I think is important. I remember when I was there last time and they were interviewing me and the guys calling the games. I'm like, why are Sandy and Norman not here?
We should be there. We should be there. Sandy,
if more players go and make it, then it's definitely a YMSL covered event. Whether it's through MACCABI or through YMSL, I think we can make it happen.
So if you're interested in the MACCABI, Maccabia, whatever it is, or if you're interested in just coming out on the 23rd and, you know, facing this pitcher and seeing these coaches and seeing how you hack up against these guys, definitely let these guys know. June 23rd, Fireman's West, right after our games, and let's get it done. Anything else, guys?
I think we nailed everything on the head.
That's it.
Thank you, Norm.
Okay.
For, you know,
chance to represent the USA in Israel. What's better than that? At Fireman's West. What more could you ask for?
Right in your own backyard.
It's a
We're
layup.
making it easy for you. See what you got.
All right, guys. Thank you. And pitchers can try out also.
Pitchers
Yeah.
can try out, yeah.
Nice.
So that's a whole nother thing. Like, they are looking for pitching actively. They understand that
Wow.
no one has really tried to pitch the windmill style, but they're willing to teach, to learn, to do, to practice. So
Oh my God.
it's open for all. It really is.
Okay, awesome. Great event. Thank you for letting me know and announce it to the league. And I hope people really turn out for this. It would be
Yeah, it
unbelievable.
would be sick.
All right, good luck on Sunday or Monday, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.